Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of How to Get Rich and Stay Rich Longer. Now, this might be a longer style episode because it's very important. And when I say this video is very important, you know I'm about to go in, you know I'm about to give you a lot of information. So you might want to sit down for this, you might want to watch this during a car ride, you might want to replay this over and over because I don't do this often. But when I'm telling you I'm about to give you some gems, understand that this is a video of gems and we're about to get into it. So, how to get rich is going to be the first one, and then how to stay rich for longer is the second one. Now, I always talk about budgeting and having an emergency fund, right? And then saving. If you are a good saver, you're 10 steps ahead of most people because that means you don't spend your money willy-nilly and you understand the importance of having money. Once you understand the importance of having money and you can save money, the world is your oyster because I always say money is opportunity, even if you don't know why you need it. When you have a lot of money, you create opportunity for yourself. Now you can invest in this stock that's down. Now you can invest in this property that's undervalued. Now you can invest in other areas and other avenues of your life. Now I can invest in new studio equipment for my YouTube, for my music, X, Y, and Z. All of these things that help you and propel you to the next level. So how do you get rich? Well, I'm going to give you a few examples. When I first started entering the stock market, right? I made $200 the first year. $200 the first year. Afterwards, I was making like, I don't know, $20 a month, $50 a month, something around there. Still understanding, still learning the game. Luckily, we were in a upward market, which is a bull market. And so I was able to capitalize off of that as well. I was looking at very small stocks like Ford, watching it go up, watching it go down. I was swing trading, day trading, doing all those little things. And I would make about a 10% return on my money. So on a $2,000, I made 200 for the year, right? And I said, wow, what if I had $1 million and I had made a 10% return? Well, that would have been $100,000. Does $100,000 sound like a lot of money? Absolutely. Does 200 sound like a lot of money? No, but it's still 10%. So here's the thing. Everyone believes that if I had 10x the money, I'd make the same, if not more. But that's not actually true. When you start to make more money, there's two things that can happen. You can see exponential growth, like I am seeing, where I'm getting 28% returns now, or you can see a massive decline because you're not ready for that type of money. You don't understand it. You've never held it before. I always tell people it took me a long time to get past $20,000. Why did it take me a long time to get past $20,000? I wasn't ready for $20,000. That's why. It took me a long time to get past $10,000. Why? Because I wasn't ready for $10,000. Here's an example. When I first was working at Domino's and I was 18 years old, as soon as I had $10,000, when my birthday came, I bought me my first MacBook. That was like 1,800 off the top, gone. Okay, now I built myself back up to 10 grand. Then I put 2,000 in the stock market, and then I decide I'm gonna go away to college. So when I go away to college, I'm already in my second year, going into my junior year. My room and board is 8 grand. So $10,000 wiped away. And then I have to figure out how I'm going to fund my next semester. So after about 1 month of not working, guess who had to start working? I did. So my whole junior year, I still didn't have $10,000 because I now had to come up with another 8 grand and I only had two. So I had to come up with six grand out of thin air. And that was a lot of work to come up with in 3 months or 4 months. So from there, what do you do next? Well, that's a great question that you asked. I had to start renting a room because I couldn't afford room and board for another two semesters. So I had to rent a room, which kept me afloat. And then when I graduated college, I had about $200 to my name. So there was about about 4 good years where I was never above $10,000, but I graduated without student loan debt. Cool. Then I save about $15,000 right before I get, no, I had the job offer to work for Amazon, and then all of that went into my car. So finally I passed the $10,000 mark. 15 goes into my car, pay that off. Then I have to grow it again. I get to 15, I buy my first property. Cool. Then I say, you know what? Let me join the army. I join the army. I get about 10 grand. Sell the car. That's another 10 grand. By the time I leave the army, I have about 30 grand. Have to buy another car. That's 11 grand. And then I purchase a property. And I kept on working, obviously. And the property down payment and everything and closing costs was probably around almost 30,000. Very, very close to 30,000. First time seeing 30,000 in my bank account. Now I have to get back to that. Took me about a year to save 20. And then after 2 years, I was definitely able to save more than that. And now I'm finally at a place to where just in my savings account, I'm not talking about my investments. I'm not talking about everything else. I'm talking about just savings. There's really no limits. I'm going up every single month in a trajectory that I have not seen before. Right? Money that I haven't seen before in my savings account, I'm finally seeing that. And so you have to understand, get used, and really hone in on your savings goals. And understand that, when you get to a certain threshold, there's things that you want to do, things that you want to achieve that may derail you from achieving more financially, or there may be things that set you up to be more financially successful, like a college education, depending on what you go to school for. So now that you understand saving, now that you understand money is opportunity, that money that is opportunity allowed me to buy a property, allowed me to buy a second one, allowed me to invest more, which then allowed me to make more money in investments, make more money in savings as well, right? Because when I bought that property, I got cash flow. When I get the cash flow, I can use that to invest. When I bought another property, I started to live rent free. When I was able to live rent free, I was able to invest and save more, right? And so now I'm saving at an amazing pace. Now I'm investing at an amazing pace. And now that threshold is being hit so many times, eventually you knock the door down. Eventually you don't have anything else to buy, or anything that you would want to buy. Okay, now how do you stay rich longer? So I talked about how when I first started, I was only making $200 a year. Then there was a time where I was only making $2,000 a year. So the threshold continues to go up in your investments. Now in my savings account alone, I make $2,000 a year. Savings alone, $2,000 in just interest from my savings account. Right? We're not talking about investments here, people. I'm talking about savings. That's a MacBook paid for cash, just in interest payments from my bank. So what are we talking about? What we're talking about is hitting that threshold several times, expanding your mind to say, man, I need X, Y, Z. I need 100,000. I need 200,000. I need 300,000. Stop limiting yourself. Stop. I don't even have a goal for how much I need in savings anymore because I've passed it. I've so surpassed it. And so now you have to start thinking differently. Now you have to start thinking about your investments like, hold on, if I do add another 20 grand to this, how much will I make as a percentage on this money? How will that support me? How will that change life for me? And then you stay rich by not splurging on things that you don't need. It took me so long to get the massage chair that I have right here. It took me so long. I still didn't buy a living room TV in my house. Come on now. Of course I can afford it. But a new one is coming out this year. Another one will come out the next with better features and another this and another that. And so, you just have to really think about what it is that you truly need and not just want, right? If I'm never in my living room, why would I need a living room TV? So just make it make sense is all I'm saying. So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube and on Rumble. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.